Am I the asshole for refusing to set my 5'3" brother up with anyone else unless he changes how he handles his height? I'm 31F and my younger brother Aiden is 28M and 5'3". He's a good-looking guy, has a stable job, is funny, stays in shape, and has plenty of friends. Dating has been brutal for him though, especially on apps. I'm not going to pretend height doesn't affect his options. He has received messages like, "You'd be perfect if you were taller," and one woman left a date after apparently not realizing what 5'3" looked like in person. I understand why he's defensive about it. The problem is that he now tries to identify every possible height issue before meeting someone. If I offer to introduce him to a friend, his first questions are how tall she is, whether she has dated a shorter man, and whether I explicitly told her he is 5'3". If she is taller than about 5'5", he assumes she will eventually be embarrassed by him even if she says otherwise. On apps, his height is listed, but he also used to have a prompt saying, "Yes, I'm really 5'3". If that bothers you, save us both the time. I convinced him to remove it because it sounded hostile. He replaced it with a joke about being the perfect height for economy seats. On dates, he apparently makes a height joke early, so the woman cannot beat him to it. If she says she normally dates taller men but likes him, he hears that as her admitting she is settling. If she says height does not matter, he thinks she is being polite. There does not seem to be an answer he trusts. The current argument started because I offered to introduce him to my coworker, Brittany, who is 30 and around 5'7". I showed her a normal photo of Aiden standing with other people, told her his height, and she still thought he was cute. Aiden refused. He said a woman who is 4 inches taller will inevitably feel awkward wearing heels, taking photos, or introducing him to her friends. I told him he was rejecting her on behalf of an imaginary future version of her. He's been jaded by going on dozens of first dates with slightly taller and some same height women who later say the same thing. I didn't feel a spark, but I really enjoyed the date. He said I had no idea what dating was like for a man his height. That is fair, but I told him I would not arrange any more introductions unless he agreed to stop doing 4 things. 1. No interrogating women about their complete height history before meeting them. 2. No automatically excluding women because they are taller than him. 3. No opening a date with a joke at his own expense. 4. No treating every positive answer as either pity, dishonesty, or a fetish. If a woman actually mocks him or acts embarrassed, he can leave without trying to win her over. I also suggested that apps might be the worst possible place for him to put all his energy. He is much more relaxed and attractive when people meet him through friends, volunteering, or the recreational sports league he plays in. On apps, he seems to approach every match like she is about to reject him, and he needs to catch her doing it first. Aiden said this was easy advice from someone who has never had to wonder whether a physical trait disqualifies her before she speaks. He said I was blaming his attitude because admitting that many women simply will not date a 5'3" man makes people uncomfortable. I told him that some women absolutely will reject him over his height, but those are not the women I'm talking about. He does not need to persuade women who want a tall boyfriend. He needs to stop testing the women who already agreed to meet him. He has barely spoken to me since. Our mom thinks I was too harsh and should keep introducing him to people without attaching conditions. My husband thinks the conditions are reasonable because a setup also involves my reputation and my friends' feelings. I know insecurity does not appear out of nowhere, and I may have reduced years of rejection to just be confident. At the same time, I do not want to send another friend into a date where she has to prove repeatedly that she is not secretly ashamed of him. Am I the asshole for refusing to set him up again unless he changes how he handles this?